Every now and then a study comes out that reminds me just how screwed we are, just how bleak the reality of the current system is. So this is in Gallup. Record high in U.S. put off medical care due to cost in 2022. So, massive thank you to Gallup for actually, asking questions that matter. Listen to these numbers. 38% say they put off treatment. That's up 12 percentage points from 2021. 27% say medical treatment was for a very or somewhat serious condition. Lower income, younger adults, women most likely to report delaying care. Oh, well, let's see here. I don't see the elderly there. Could it be because they have Medicare, so they can just get the care, that they wouldn't put it off? It's almost like if you have a program that you're just covered, that people can use it. I know, insane. 38% say they put off treatment. And so you could see the chart here. Look, it shoots up. Now, why is this the case? I mean, we're coming out of the pandemic, and the unemployment rate is low, but, we kind of live in the gig economy now, right? So people don't have these jobs with a phenomenal pension and phenomenal wages, and they're unionized, and, it's like everybody's working for Uber or OnlyFans. And so people don't make enough money. 63% live paycheck to paycheck. That's the low number of the ones I've seen. I've seen others, and this was pre-pandemic. There was like 80% live paycheck to paycheck, right? So people are struggling. It's like over 50% can't afford an $1,000 emergency. And like, look at what this is. Now we have about, 85 billion in medical debt that people have. Over $1 trillion in student loan debt that people have. Credit card debt is at like a record high. So look, this is manifesting in real world problems. Now, you could say to me, well, Kyle, I mean, the universal healthcare system's a single payer healthcare. There's a lot of waiting lines over there. Okay. We also have waiting lines here, and then we have people who literally just give up on the system. 38% put off treatment. That kind of sounds like a waiting line to me. But we also have a waiting line littered with 45,000 dead bodies every year because they don't have basic healthcare. 85 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured. This healthcare system is a joke. It is a joke. It is a capitalist hellscape is what it is. You can't have the profit motive destroying healthcare. And that's exactly what's happened. I mean, everything is a scam, right? Like the health insurance companies, they're just a mafia. They get in between you and your doctor. They tell you what doctor you can and can't see, by the way, right? They just be like, yeah, that's not in network. What does that mean? I want to go to the doctor I want to go to. What does that mean? Oh, it's not network? You drove 8 minutes that way, but you got to drive 18 minutes that way in order to see a doctor that's in network. Oh, come on. Come on. So it's a scam. They just price gouge you. They get between you and your doctor. They limit the kinds of care you can get. You pay every month into them, but then they also hit you with, okay, we'll cover this, but you got to cover the first 5,000. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And they rake in the profits. The whole point of the insurance companies is to deny care so they can increase their profits. That's the whole point of a private health insurance company. They need to make a profit. So that's what they do. So no, there shouldn't, like, single payer means there is a single insurer. That insurer is the government. So your tax money pays in, and then the tax money goes out to pay for everybody's care. System we have here is an absolute mess. It's a decentralized, fractured, profit machine that doesn't care about who's getting help and who isn't. Now, I haven't even gotten into pharma, because big pharma is obviously a giant scam, and that should be nationalized as well. And the healthcare companies, we've covered stories of the price gouging that they do, where, they nickel and dime you like crazy. There was a story we covered of a woman used a tissue, and they listed it as a like professional cough suppressant or something like that, and charged her $50 for it. It's like, what is this? What is this? And this is the logical end result. People are just checking out of the system. They're just like, I'm not even, like, why am I going to waste my time? By the way, this is how a lot of people died of COVID. They were uninsured or underinsured. They're sick, and they're going, I probably should go to the hospital, but I'm going to get a huge bill, so I'm just going to ride this thing out. And then they died. We would have saved 330,000 more lives if we had a universal healthcare system in this country. 330,000. This is crazy. 38% put off treatment. 27% say it was serious. This is like the stories of like, bro, I got to ration my insulin because, I can't afford you got to ration your insulin. This is criminal. Criminal. I would immediately do universal health care, ban these for-profit health insurance companies, nationalize big pharma. These things are no-brainers, man. And you might, this is extremist. No, what's extremist is this, what you're looking at right now. This is extremist. This is extremist. You want to see extremism, it's the system we live under right this very second. Look, numbers skyrocketing. U.S. adults reports of delaying treatment for serious versus non-serious condition, 2001 to 2022. Look at this. Worse and 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 worse. Also, of course, the system is overstressed because of the pandemic. There are differences by gender. You guys get the gist of it. There's a report that comes out every few years, the Commonwealth Fund. They do a study. They rank 11 developed countries. They rank their healthcare systems. Every single year, or every year they do it, I should say, we come in 11th out of 11. Now, if you have an issue with that study, be specific. Tell me what criteria you disagree with, what should be omitted, what should be put in as new criteria or whatever. But the empirical reality matters. So people should acknowledge the empirical reality that literally any other version of we don't even have universal healthcare in this country, but any version of universal healthcare would be a massive improvement on what we have right now. Right? You could do the NHS style, which is public funding of public institutions, so it's all government, or you could do public funding of private institutions, which is more, I think, like the Canadian or the French model. That's another way of doing it. But certainly what we have now is the absolute worst, and it's not debatable. But of course, the only reason why we haven't moved in a direction of getting true universal healthcare is because of the influence of the money of these lobbyists and these corporate ghouls. So because the health insurance company pays the politicians and buys the government, because Big Pharma buys the government, because even the healthcare companies probably lobby the politicians and buy the government, this is what you get. This is what you get. You get a failed, this system is a failed system. It's failed. It's failed. That's why I shudder every time the U.S. has the best healthcare in the world, man. For who? For a Saudi prince, maybe. Because you could pay top dollar to go to the best doctor for some very specific issue, right? Like, I get it. If you're a Saudi prince, I'd probably come here too. But if you're any normal person in the bottom 99%, or certainly the bottom 95%, you'd much rather be in Canada. Now, those systems do have issues, but nothing that can't be fixed with fully funding the systems, right? So their conservative parties maybe try to undermine the universal healthcare system by, cutting spending, and so that's a problem in and of itself, but certainly the framework of the systems they've set up are way better. We're the only developed country without universal health care. We pay double what other countries pay, and we get worse health outcomes. And now the chickens are coming home to roost, baby. For the love of God, if somebody needs to run on Medicare for All like Bernie did, and remind everybody this needs to be at the front of mind for Americans, because our healthcare system is constantly ranks in some of the top issues for people, just like prescription drug prices. And these baby steps. No more baby steps. We need to take giant leaps. We're so far behind. And the only thing preventing us from fixing it is corruption. Because again, when you look at the public polls, people are with us on this. People are with us. People want universal health care. And we don't have it, and this is the result. All right, guys, that's the show. Hate to end on such a sour note, but it is what it is. I love you guys to death. Thank you all for listening to me. Do me a favor, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, click that little bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters of the show. You guys make this show work. I've never talked to an advertiser. I don't want to ever talk to an advertiser. You're not going to see me doing ad reads or anything like that. We build this small dollar donations, little bits at a time. That's you guys supporting this show. We go through phases with YouTube, and oftentimes they do things that it's like you realize I can't trust them. They could pull the rug out from underneath me at any moment. But since you guys are there, it makes it so we're we can weather whatever storm because you guys support the show on Patreon. So if you haven't yet, please consider it. Links in the video description box. And you could also support Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. You pay $5 a month. You get the video of the shows and you get them a day early. Everybody else could listen for free on any of the podcasting platforms. By the way, you could also sign up for free on Substack and you'll get the email immediately as soon as the Crystal, Kyle, and Friends shows drop. This week we have on Lonerbox, who's a really interesting, thoughtful guy. I liked a couple videos he did. One was on abortion. It was very, very thoughtful. Another one was on deplatforming and whether or not that works and the specifics of that. That was very thoughtful. He did one on Jordan Peterson. Remember when he criticized that overweight model and he broke that down? I thought that was really good. So very thoughtful guy. Looking forward to the conversation. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to all you soon. Have a great rest of the day. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.